To appreciate the problem of dissemination, consider bridge tolls. Efficiency requires the toll to equal the marginal cost of crossing the bridge. The cost of allowing another motorist to cross an uncongested bridge is approximately zero. So the optimal toll is approximately zero. If the optimal toll is not zero, someone who values crossing the bridge will fail to do so, which is a waste. Suppose the toll is $1. A person who is willing to pay 75 cents will not cross. So the toll destroys 75 cents in benefits that could have been created at no cost. The conclusion is different for a congested bridge, where increased congestion is the cost of allowing another motorist to cross. Similarly, the cost of allowing another person to use a patented computer program or music recording is approximately zero. So the optimal user fee is approximately zero. However, the fee that maximizes profits for the owner is much larger than zero. Thus, intellectual property may result in too high user fees and too low dissemination. The innovation diffusion trade off causes major trade tensions in the contemporary world. The world's developed countries create far more innovations that result in patents or copyrights than developing countries do. The developed countries consequently focus on the benefits of strong intellectual property rights that protect their creators. In contrast, the developing countries benefit from wide diffusion of technology at low cost. The developing countries consequently lack enthusiasm for enforcing intellectual property rights that raise prices to their consumers. Thus, Microsoft wants China to suppress illegal copying of its software, and China apparently lacks enthusiasm for this effort. The net result is that the latest Microsoft software sells in Hong Kong street markets for the cost of a diskette, and the US threatens to sue China in the World Trade Organization, Superscript 1, which reads: The Agreement on Trade Related Aspects of Intellectual Property, or TRIPS, capitals TRPS, applies to all members of the World Trade Organization. Intellectual property rights are also enforced internationally through the World Intellectual Property Organization, or capitals WIPO. Returning to the text, these tensions should ameliorate as China finds that weak intellectual property law retards its own development of software and other creative industries. Intellectual property law confronts the innovation dissemination trade off and resolves it somewhat differently in each of its three principal areas: patents, copyrights, and trademarks. Intellectual property law, however, is a historical accretion that developed without a scientific basis. Only recently has property law come under economic analysis. Even today, however, available economic analysis is insufficient to the task. The usual technique of economic analysis involves comparing equilibria with fixed technology, static equilibrium analysis, whereas intellectual property law requires an analysis of innovation and changing technology, growth theory. Improvements in the economics of information will no doubt produce new, better critiques of intellectual property law. In the meantime, the economic analysis of intellectual property law must proceed with the tools at hand. Besides inadequate scientific tools, intellectual property law aligns poorly with economic efficiency because the legislators respond to politically powerful special interest groups who care about their own profits more than the nation's wealth. The development of high technology industries challenges both economic theory and the law. Almost all questions regarding intellectual property law are open. This fact makes the subject both exciting and confusing.